Today, we're going to be comparing the two biggest freelancing platforms, Upwork and Fiverr. Both of these platforms have become household names and are often where people start when they're beginning to freelance. In this video, we'll go over everything you need to know about these two platforms. We'll first go through the basics of both of these platforms, starting with Upwork. So Upwork is a freelance marketplace that's good for both beginner and expert freelancers. You can find both small, independent clients on Upwork or larger companies. Some of the big name clients Upwork has worked with include Microsoft, Airbnb, and GoDaddy. If you want to know in full detail how Upwork works, I'll link a video above, but basically you'll set up a profile, build out your portfolio, set a description for yourself, and then you can start applying to jobs. You have a set amount of jobs that you can apply to based on the number of connects that you have, which are basically points that Upwork uses. This is where the cost of Upwork comes into play. How much does Upwork cost to use? So Upwork is actually completely free, but there are a few paid features that you can add on to your account if you want to. The first of these is connects. So like I said, connects are points that you use to apply to jobs on Upwork. When you first sign up, you'll get 80 free connects. Each connect gives you the ability to apply to a job. Now, not all jobs that you apply for will be just one connect. They can really range anywhere between 1 and 6 is the most common. Sometimes you'll see ones that go up to 8. After you use those 80 connects, you can buy more at 15 cents each. You can buy these in bundles, but buying more connects does not reduce the cost of each connect. They remain 15 cents each. Every single month, you're going to get 10 more free connects to apply to more jobs. As you start applying to jobs, you'll actually get more free connects with every interview that you get. Now on Upwork, an interview just means that you've gotten a response from the client. And any unused connects will roll over to the next month. And the limit for connect rollovers is 200 a month, so it's completely possible to use Upwork without paying. I've been on the platform for over 4 years now, and I have never had to pay a dime for connects. At the end of the day, the reason that Upwork's connect system was put into place was to eliminate spam. So in this sense, the Connect system actually is beneficial to serious freelancers who want to use the platform. Upwork also offers a paid membership called their Freelancer Plus plan. This costs $14.99 a month, and what you'll get is 80 connects each month. It also gives you the ability to see what other people are bidding on jobs. It'll give you a price range so that you can know whether you're within that range, and it will also allow you to hide your earnings on Upwork if you choose to do so. On top of charging for connects and their Freelancer Plus plan, Upwork also takes a percentage of what you earn. This percentage is going to depend on how much work you've done for each individual client. For the first $500 that you bill a client, Upwork will take 20%. For the next $500 to $10,000, Upwork will take 10%, and once you have reached $10,000 in earnings with that client, Upwork will only take 5%. Upwork's fee system is really set up to benefit freelancers who are doing long-term contracts and being consistent with their clients and bringing in a lot of money. So that's a brief overview of Upwork, but what about Fiverr? So Fiverr is another freelancing platform that is generally advertised more for beginners. Experienced freelancers can definitely join the platform too, and you don't actually just have to charge $5, that's just the name of the site. You'll see projects on there that are multiple hundreds and even thousands of dollars. So how Fiverr works is you will create a profile and then you can create gigs. A gig is simply a project listing where you set your prices for how much you want to charge. Clients can browse through these listings and purchase them almost like an online store. It's also possible to look for clients who are requesting jobs to be done and apply to them directly. If you want to see a more in-depth review on Fiverr, I'll link that above as well. How much does Fiverr cost to use? So unlike Upwork, which has the tiered system, Fiverr just charges a flat 20%. That is what will be taken from your earnings. This percentage is standard regardless of how many projects you do or how long you work with a client. So this can be a downside if you're planning on doing large projects. So let's walk through some of the basic differences of Upwork and Fiverr. The first difference is the type of contracts. Upwork offers more contract types, but Fiverr only has those gigs. And each gig that you post is a project that you are willing to complete for a set price. For example, you might film unboxing videos and you would set a fixed price for how much one of those videos would cost. You can customize this based on the length of the video or different criteria that you set, but ultimately clients will be browsing through projects and can select that to purchase. Clients can also reach out to you if they have a custom project that they need done that doesn't fit within your project guidelines. Upwork offers a couple of options for fixed price projects, so they have a project catalog very similar to Fiverr's gigs, but they also have projects where you can set milestones. For example, if you were ghostwriting an entire book, you could set a milestone to be paid after each chapter is delivered. However, with Upwork, you also get the option of billing clients hourly or billing them by a retainer price. For some types of work, it is difficult to give a fixed price quote, so working hourly or on a retainer is a good option for a lot of people doing longer term contracts. Let's talk a little bit more about that retainer pricing, because this is actually a huge pro if you are a freelancer or even if you run an agency. So when you set up a retainer project on Upwork, this means that your client is going to be charged a fixed amount every week. You can agree on the terms of that before you start, but this is a very popular structure for how agencies work. This can also make a huge difference to freelancers who are looking for a stable and predictable income or are planning to go full-time with their freelancing. Depending on the type of work that you do, this project structure may actually be your best option. For example, if you're someone that offers website maintenance, it's often hard to charge a fixed price for that, and an hourly price may not make sense if you're having to go in and make small changes every once in a while. By setting a retainer price with a client, it ensures that you're available to them, but you won't necessarily have to track every single minute that you're making changes. Upwork also rewards big projects and client retention. Unlike Fiverr, which just charges that flat 20% fee, because Upwork reduces their fees with the amount of work that you do for clients, it really shows what the company values: high-paying work and large volumes of work. Another really big difference between the two platforms is that Fiverr actually has a project cap. Typically, Fiverr is seen as the more budget option, and Upwork is seen as being a little bit higher end. This is because of how they set up those project structures and the limits to them. So on Fiverr, your projects are actually limited to a maximum of $10,000 per project, but on Upwork, there is no maximum. Now, to those new to freelancing, this might seem like a non-issue because that is a pretty large amount for a single project, but what you have to keep in mind is as you're building experience and as you build relationships with clients, they may want to send you large volumes of work at one time, or you may start taking on larger projects. For example, a full website redevelopment. For things like that, a $10,000 cap may not be enough. There are a couple of other examples that I can give for this too. Like if you are a ghostwriter and you're writing individual articles, likely all of those are going to come out to under $10,000. But if you're writing an entire book, you may find that you need more than a $10,000 budget. Now let's imagine that you're a developer. If you are making small fixes and changes, likely those are going to be lower priced fixes. But if someone wants you to develop an entire app or an entire website and app that goes along with it, you're likely going to need much more than a $10,000 budget. These types of longer term or larger projects can honestly be a little bit of a hassle to set up on Fiverr, so for things like that, you may be better off going with Upwork. Another difference that most people watching this video will likely want to consider is that Fiverr doesn't require experience. Now, you don't have to be a professional by any means to join Upwork, but your profile does have to be approved. So if you're brand new to freelancing, Fiverr may be a better option. Pretty much anyone can sign up and start posting gigs, and it is a really good place to start getting some basic projects to build up your portfolio. Fiverr also does not have any sort of invasive time tracking software. So on Upwork, for those hourly projects, in order to be covered with their payment protection, you have to use their Upwork desktop app to track your time, which also takes screenshots. Upwork Upwork does have an option to enter time manually, but manual time is not guaranteed under their payment protection. With Fiverr, since those fixed price projects are paid for by the client up front, you know that you're going to get paid as long as the work is delivered. But if you are planning on only doing fixed price contracts, Upwork does have payment protection for that, and they have an escrow system where it's kind of the same thing. Clients will pay the price of the project up front, and then that will be released to you once the project is complete. Another difference is that Upwork has the potential to kind of get costly, I guess, if you're paying for extra connects and their membership. But again, I've been a part of their platform for years and I've never paid for anything, and I never plan on paying for anything. Even though the cost of extra connects on Upwork isn't that significant, if you are buying those, I would just make sure that it's actually worth it and see whether or not you're actually landing more jobs with those extra connects. Fiverr, on the other hand, is completely free, but do keep in mind that they are taking that 20% cut even from larger projects. Another difference is that Fiverr lets you niche down more, at least as far as marking this on your profile or on your gigs. So both platforms allow you to really freelance in anything that you want, but if you want to get really specific on how you're tagging your projects and yourself as a worker, Fiverr has limitless options. So Upwork has 14 main categories and Fiverr has 9 main categories, but Fiverr's subcategories are where you can get super specific. For example, in the design category alone, there are 52 subcategories, ranging from anything from car wraps to NFT art to menu design. So those hyper-specific subcategories make it really easy to niche down, and it makes it easy for clients to find you. Now, what is similar about these two platforms? First, we have customer service. If you search for reviews on both platforms, naturally you're going to see complaints about customer service. While they do both claim that they provide 24/7 customer service, often this will be through chat or through email, and it may take a while to actually get your problem resolved. For both of these platforms, it's also important to keep in mind that their money is coming from the clients. So if you have any disputes or any problems that come up with the project, more often than not, they're going to side with the client. On both platforms, it's also extremely important to build up good reviews. This is pretty much what your entire profile is based on, and getting yourself on the good side of their algorithms is going to show your profile to more people. The first challenge any freelancer faces is getting those first few projects, but once you have a few reviews under your belt, it's usually a snowball effect, and it gets easier to get more work with the more work that you do. So which platform is actually better for freelancers? This is largely going to depend on the type of work that you do and the type of projects that you're looking for. If you're looking to do small projects in a very specific niche, then Fiverr is probably your choice. But if you want to work hourly on longer projects or with bigger clients, then Upwork is probably a better option. Really, the most important thing to consider with this is how you're going to charge. If you have to work hourly, or if you would just rather work hourly, then you really do need to use Upwork. But if you're just doing fixed price projects and you know what you want to charge for those, you have your different tiers, and you have very specific project guidelines, then Fiverr is probably a better option for you. It also depends on how you would prefer to connect with clients. If you would rather have clients come to you, then Fiverr is probably your better option. But if you would rather have the ability to look through job postings and apply to them as you see fit, then you should probably go with Upwork. The wonderful thing about freelancing is that there's not any exclusivity. You can work for as many clients as you want on as many platforms as you want. So if you're just getting started freelancing, it's probably best to sign up for a couple of different platforms and see which ones work best for you. Fiverr is a lot easier to get started on, so we would recommend starting with that. And then once you have your Fiverr portfolio built out and you have your gigs set up, you can go ahead and start signing up for Upwork. You can start by using those free connects that they give you when you make an account and see if you land any jobs and if you can start building those reviews. The good thing about both of these platforms is that they're pretty low risk to get started because they don't cost you anything. You just have to make an account and set up your profile. If you're just getting started, also check the description for our free guide on becoming a freelancer in 30 days. This will help you get started regardless of which platform you use, and remember to subscribe to the channel for more freelancing tips.